was saying about you go man for man and stuff, like, are you better off against Limerick, lose by 12? Like, play your own game and lose by, like, someday, okay, if they get space, they blow you away. But I just don't think trying to crowd an area out is the way to do it, because they'll just work around you anyway. Maybe we're better off play 6 forwards, try and create as many one-on-one matchups up front as we can, rather
That's not going to happen, because they're going to crowd their backline. It's just not going to happen. You have to match them number for number everywhere. Otherwise, they'll crowd you out. They'll run the ball up the field.
But they don't do that in the first half.
Doing nothing. Yeah. You have to press up on them. You can't not.
I know that, but as I say, you go man for man. You don't give Cathal O'Neill. You don't allow them a +1 or a sweeper back there.
Yeah, but that means that you can't play a sweeper either, and you have to press up.
But I think that's the risk you take. Clare don't play a sweeper against them. Okay, they fell short, but they were neck and neck with them.
Yeah, but they pressed up on them. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
but like I think that's the
best. I think that's the best way to do it. Someday, like, I do think the day they're caught will be something similar to what Offaly did in '82 and what Wexford did to Kilkenny back in 2005. It'll be a last gasp goal where maybe they're slightly off it and you hit them with a last puck of the game, and that'll be it. I do think you've got to be brave against them.
Yeah, but there's a big 70 minutes to come before you ever get to that last second winner. Like, I don't think you can afford to sit off them. So, like, it's got to be six, maybe 8 up the field when they're trying to work the ball out the back, and it's got to be 12 in your own half, and you don't. You just have to have lads who are going up and down all day. There's no way around it, because they are going to keep working up and down the pitch all day. You have to match them for work rate.
But the point I'm making about making the field as big as possible is that, like, there was times on Saturday night where you had 2 players in the full forward line on one side, 2 on the other, and a goalie. So that's 6 players. That's 20. You had probably 24 players in the middle of the field. I don't think that that will get the best out. I think Tip need as few players around the middle of the third, if you know what I mean, to thin it out. If you do get the ball, at least you're not running. If you're only running into 2 Limerick players rather than 3, it's slightly easier to work the ball up the field. Like, thin it out a small. That's the point I'm making.
Yeah, but they're not going to compromise their shape.
I know that.
Their shape no matter what. So, I mean, I think that's a great idea in theory, but you're going to get beaten by 15 points. You have to front up, match up.
There'll be some day where it works and you end up beating.
It'll never work. It'll never work, shit. You have to go for them. You have to match them physically. I'm
not saying you don't have to match them physically, but you're playing their game.
But there's no way around it. Like, back in 2010, Tipperary had to play Kilkenny's game.
The team that beats them will get around it. And I do think it's pushing up. It's a minimum 2, if not 3, in the full forward line, where you can, at least if the ball goes in, you make it stick. And like, I would be, after Saturday night, I'd be thinking, would it be a bad idea to have Bonner and Sean Wright play 2 of your inside forwards, your best ball winners, and maybe have Morrison and Keogh and Ford coming the other way. If they hold the ball up, at Morrison, Ford, and Keogh maybe are coming onto it, and are, like, we saw how good Jake Morris was in the last 10 or 15 minutes. We got on the ball on the front foot, heading towards goal. Like, so feeding maybe Bonner and Sean Wright holding it up.
But you need someone to win the ball. Like, Limerick are more athletic than everybody. So if you stretch out the pitch, that's only going to make it easier for them. So you keep 2 max near goal.
It's easier to try and play 1 player than 2.
What's that?
It's easier to try and take on 1 player than 2.
Yeah, but that's the
point I'm making.
They're just going to own the ball out there around the middle if you don't have numbers out there to compete with them. If you have 2 or 3 stuck close to goal, fine too. But other than that, everyone else needs to be in there fighting for the ball. I just don't think you've got to.
But I do think that Clare don't compromise their principles. Clare don't play a sweeper against them. Clare definitely play at least 2 in the full forward. I do think.
But they're more athletic.
The way to do it is to, and I don't think Clare are more physical than Tipperary.
They're more athletic.
Not by much.
Tony Kelly, David Fitzgerald, Ryan Taylor's obviously injured, but these lads have wheels. Diarmid Ryan. I mean, I think that's where we're kind of, like, Tipperary are populating the team with a lot of physical players who can get stuck in. Hence Owen Connolly.
I would say the way Tipperary played last Saturday night, will that ever be good enough to beat Limerick? Will we ever beat Limerick playing that way?
I think we're getting closer. I'm not saying we're going to beat them, but we're getting closer. To me, it's just getting more and more used to playing them and trying to get it from 40 minutes to then getting to 50 minutes to 60 minutes to 70 minutes and having the panel to do it. And I named some of the players that are back. Like if you're bringing on, Barry Heffernan, Willie Connors, a couple of other lads who hadn't started the last day out, I think you're going to get more and more impact off your bench. Give Cadell a couple more games. Dan McCormick's only just back. I'm not saying Tipperary are going to beat Limerick. Limerick are probably going to do the drive for 5. It's odds on. But I think we're getting closer this way than any other way. That'd be my thought on it.